welcome to The Open Run, your home for the news, views, and truths in the NCAA and beyond. My name is Duane Watson.
And my name is Will Strickland. And like Mr. Watson said, the NCAA and beyond, we're done with the regular season. It's all about conference tournament time, and conferences all across the country are getting ready. Let's talk about one of the biggest conferences, at least on the men's side first, the Big Ten.
And that's it for conference that's known to send a lot of teams to the tournament, but only one team can make it through. And that's the one that's been on the top of the rankings for most of the season, your squad.
Go Blue.
The Michigan Wolverines have a solid core. Trey Burke, Glenn Robinson III, Tim Hardaway, sharpshooter Nick Stauskas from Mississauga, Ontario. They're going to come through and do that.
I love Michigan, don't get me wrong, but I think there's a dark horse in the conference. And here's a conference that had at least 6 teams throughout the rankings of the top 25 all year long. But I'm going with the Minnesota Golden Gophers of Tubby Smith, NCAA champion when he was at Kentucky. Got a good mix of young guys and veterans. I think they're going to make some noise in their conference tournament and do a little bit in the NCAA tournament.
I'm surprised you didn't pick Ohio State or even Indiana Hoosiers, who were #1 ranked for the preseason, whatever.
Yeah. Well,
but hey, so we're talking about number ones. Let's go to the ACC, look at the team that was ranked #1 throughout the whole season, the Duke Blue Devils.
So easy, babe.
So true. But Coach K always has his team ready. Solid program, always there. They're always a Final Four pick. You know they're going to probably top of the ACC.
Winningest coach in college basketball history. It's Duke and everybody else. But I'm picking a dark horse to come out of the ACC. And it's the team who's been fighting for respect on Tobacco Road since 1983, since Coach Jim Valvano took the Wolfpack of North Carolina State to a championship. The North Carolina State Wolfpack, they're going to be my dark horse. Good mix of veterans, young guys, C.J. Leslie, Rodney Purvis. I think they're going to do it.
Well, they've always been a dark horse and known to be the Cinderella of the dance at times.
Cinderella, more like Cinderfellas.
Well, speaking of Cinderellas and ladies and gentlemen, we have to talk about the ladies next, most definitely. Women's college basketball could easily be summed up in one film.
As the cinephile of the crew, tell us what that is, sir.
The Usual Suspects.
One of my favorite films. I like that. Very good.
You have good taste. The preseason picks are generally the same as they are in the postseason. So let's look at the Final Four picks for the national championships for this year. And who do you have as the one quarter of the pie?
This is easy, Bake. Going to go out to Storrs, Connecticut. Coach Gino Auriemma's Lady Huskies. UConn, they've been there before. They'll be there again. UConn is my first pick.
I'm going to go to South Bend in Indiana. Look at the Notre Dame Women's Fighting Irish. Last 2 years, they were in the final game. Last 2 years, didn't win. I'd like them to get there again. They got Skylar Diggins, All-American.
Skylar Diggins.
Natalie Chona from Guelph, Ontario.
Yes, sir.
Another potential All-American. Those guys look good.
Yeah, well, they got a coach named Muffet. How could you go wrong?
Muffet McGraw, you can't lose.
But I'm going to go out to Palo Alto and pick Tara Vanderveers, Stanford Cardinal. They're tough. They're smart. They're organized and prepared. They'll be there. Trust that.
Well, you can't close with the 4 without the national champions. The Baylor Bears, Brittany Griner, revolutionized the women's basketball game.
Yes,
great point guard in Odyssey Sims as well. That's the 4.
I got a dark horse, though.
Okay.
Can I take a dark horse?
Yes, you may, sir.
Well, let's go down to the land of the bluegrass where all the horses play. And even though on the men's side we talk about the University of Kentucky, they also have a very storied, incredible program under Matt Mitchell, Mr. Hammer Pants, and the Hammer Dance.
There you go.
The University of Kentucky Lady Wildcats. I think they're going to do some things in the NCAA tournament and might upset one of those usual suspects.
You can't go wrong if your coach can do the Hammer Dance.
This is true. It's going to be a great tournament, and for people who try to disrespect ladies basketball or women's basketball, this is a tournament you shouldn't miss. But let's get back into the men. Now, we broke protocol, you know this, because normally it's ladies first, but we want to thank the ladies and all the Final Four contestants who we believe are going to be there. But now it's back into the men's conferences. And let's go up to the Big East, because when the Big East is in the house,
oh my God,
danger. Now, the Big East, a classic basketball conference in the NCAA, will be no more soon. It'll soon be the Catholic 7 or something like that. But I'm picking for the final team to come out of the Big East, the University of Louisville Cardinal under Coach Rick Pitino, playing down in the bucket at the KFC Center in Louisville. Peyton Siva, Russ Smith, great players. Coach Pitino plays that 40 minutes of hell style, kind of like the University of Arkansas team under Nolan Richardson, and I think they're going to do major work in their tournament.
Well, I'm going from one great coach to another great coach. I really can't call the Syracuse Orangemen a dark horse, but they're not going to be the team. They're not your pick to come out, but they're a team they're perennially a solid program. Second most winningest coach in NCAA history. A solid program. Best point guard in the league.
Michael Carter-Williams. And you know what? Overcoming all the stuff that had gone on there in the past year or so, salute to Coach Boeheim and the Syracuse Orangemen. But let's go down to the Southeastern Conference, where the reigning national champion University of Kentucky Wildcats rest, but I'm not picking them to come out of the SEC.
So why is that?
Because there's a newcomer in town, the University of Missouri Tigers under Coach Frank Haith. They got Flip Pressey in the backcourt, and even though I'm not totally sold on them, I think they'll win their conference tournament.
Not bad. I have to go with the Wildcats. I mean, you can't count out Coach Cal. They are the reigning national champions. He has a great program, knows how to recruit, has great bodies and great freshmen, and he's going to continue to bring in more.
You're foreshadowing, aren't you?
Just a little bit.
Well, let's go to Rated Next.
With Rated Next, we look at the top high school kids, top Canadian basketball prospects at all. And it's only fitting we talk about the biggest high school phenomenon since
LeBron Raymond James, and his name, Andrew Wiggins, out of Vaughan, Ontario, Canada, playing down in Huntington Prep in West Virginia. He is easily the most coveted player since LeBron, and he has an incredible skill set, about 6'7", looks like he's still growing, comes from great stock. His dad played in the NBA. His mom was on the Olympic team here for Canada.
I really like how the game comes so easily to him, though.
Yeah. And I think it's going to continue to come easy for him because he reclassified from the class, being the #1 player in the 2014 class, and now he's the #1 player in the 2013 class. Could be in the NBA right now, averaging 13 points, in my opinion, right now as a 17-year-old.
And that's why NBA GMs are drooling, because he could come out and play right now. But the college coaches, he's probably going to take the collegiate step first. Florida State University, where both of his parents went, are coming and knocking. University of Kentucky, John Calipari is also in the mix. But regardless of when he goes, whether it's now or 2 years from now, he's a first-round draft pick, #1 pick overall.
Well, your first-round draft pick for all things basketball, including the NCAA, is the Open Run with myself, Will Strickland.
And myself, Duane Watson.
So until next time, make sure you don't get beat off the dribble. You've been watching the Open Run.
I'm living in that 21st century, doing something mean to it. Do it better than anybody you ever seen. Do it, screams from the haters.